नमस्ते बिटिया, सदा खुश रहो। Myself, JVN Dr. Hemant Vyas, Associate Professor, Head of Department of Surgery, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University, Jaipur. Today we are going to discuss about a topic from gastrointestinal surgery, and the topic is chronic duodenal ulcer. Let's begin. Chronic duodenal ulcer. It occurs because of hyperacidity. Hyperacidity is the chief cause of duodenal ulcer. It is rightly said as no acid, no ulcer. Still holds good for chronic duodenal ulcer. Causes: neurological causes, that is stimulation of vagus increases secretion of acids. So this is brought about by anxiety, worry, hurry and curry. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, they are responsible for gastric ulcer rather than duodenal ulcer by altering mucosal defense. Genetic causes: family history of duodenal ulcer may be present in a few cases which suggest a genetic cause. Patients with blood group O positive or O negative are more prone for the development of chronic duodenal ulcer because of increased parietal cell population. Then food habits: spicy food diet, poor in vitamins, smoking and alcohol alone or in combination precipitate the development of chronic duodenal ulcer. Bacteriological causes: Helicobacter pylori. A spirochetal bacteria has been demonstrated in the submucosa of the antrum and duodenum from the biopsies of the ulcer. It increases pH level by splitting urea and releasing ammonia. So rise in pH result in proliferation of bacteria. Endocrinal causes: Zollinger-Ellison syndrome is a non-alpha cell tumor of the pancreas with hypergastrinemia. Hyperparathyroidism causes increased level of calcium which stimulate the parietal cell mass, reducing in hyperacidity, resulting in hyperacidity. Pathophysiology of duodenal ulcer. Duodenal ulcer is a disease of multiple etiologies. The only absolute requirement are acid and pepsin secretion in combination with either infection with Helicobacter pylori or ingestion of NSAIDs. Although there is a strong correlation between parietal cell number and MAO, only patients with duodenal ulcer have an increase in mean parietal cell number, whereas gastric ulcer patients do not have. Then what are the clinical features? Let's say the incidence is more common than the gastric ulcer. The site is generally first inch of first part of duodenum. Pain is generally due to acid irritating the ulcer, and these pains are called as hunger pain. It is relieved on taking food. After 1 to 2 hours of food, the pain becomes severe. It is burning in nature, and retrosternal irritation, that is heartburn, and increased salivation, that is water crash, are present. Vomiting never occur in duodenal ulcer till the patient develops pyloric stenosis. Weight gain is there. Periodicity is common. Hematemesis melena ratio is 40:60. Then incidence of malignancy never becomes malignant, and on examination tenderness in the right hypochondrium is seen. Investigation: esophagogastroduodenoscopy has to be carried out. Ulcer appears as a crater without slough or bleeding in their typical locations. In duodenal ulcer, biopsy is done in recurrent cases to rule out Helicobacter pylori. In long-standing duodenal ulcer, there may be narrowing of the pylorus with stasis of food in the stomach suggestive of pyloric stenosis. Barium mill study: historical absolute now it is not generally done because of there are advanced technologies now like esophagoscopy, stomach, that is gastroscopy is available, duodenoscopy. So barium meal studies are now becoming obsolete. Duodenal ulcer performed a duodenal cap, then trifoliate deformity is seen when secondary duodenal diverticulum occurs. To detect hourglass stomach and gastric outlet obstruction, we have to go for barium meal studies. Test for Helicobacter pylori has to be carried out. Treatment of chronic duodenal ulcer. The aim is to decrease the pain because of its severity and to prevent relapse. Medical line of management is histamine receptor blockers. Then aim of the treatment is to relieve symptoms, to heal the ulcer, to prevent recurrence and to prevent complications. Then hydrogen ion antagonist, regular antacids, and diet should be bland. Spicy food, coffee, alcohol, and smoking are discouraged. And discontinue aspirin or NSAIDs and other gastric irritants. Indications for surgery: intractable pain in spite of treatment with proton pump inhibitor and not responding to anti uh, H. pylori regime, frequent relapse of Helicobacter pylori negative, complications of duodenal ulcer, gastric outlet obstruction, and hemorrhage are common. Then, as far as surgery is concerned, we have to go for highly selective vagotomy. It is then called as PCV and PGV. PCV is parietal cell vagotomy, and PGV is proximal gastric vagotomy. So this session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Hope you are satisfied with this digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will try to resolve it. Thank you very much.